Warning: not every soul is born equal in purpose. Some are born under rare alignments, carrying vibrations that set them apart from the rest of humanity. If you carry these dates within you, life will never be ordinary. You are marked, not for luxury, but for responsibility. You are called, not to escape the storm, but to walk through it with unshakable strength. The mystery of the chosen ones is not about pride or superiority. It is about a deeper path, a life designed to test, to refine, and to awaken. From the Shaolin teachings, we learn that destiny is not simply written in stars or calendars. It is written in the struggles we endure, the discipline we uphold, and the wisdom we cultivate. Some dates in history, some moments of birth, are portals. Those who arrive then are given more trials, more challenges, but also more light. In this video, you will discover why certain souls are burdened more than others, how Shaolin masters understood cycles of time and destiny, and the hidden practices that prepare the chosen to rise above pain and transform it into power. You will hear truths rarely spoken, why solitude is a sacred test, why mastery of breath is the secret key, and why the chosen path is less about self and more about service. Stay with me until the very end, because each step of this journey reveals another piece of the puzzle that has followed you since birth. And once you see the full picture, you will never look at your life the same way again. Welcome to Shaolin Soulfire, a place where ancient wisdom meets the awakening of today. Subscribe now and walk with us on this sacred path. There are no accidents in the moment a soul enters this world. The breath you first took, the sky above you, the season and cycle of the moon, all of it is a silent code carrying meaning that most never pause to see. Birth is not random, it is a doorway chosen with precision, a meeting between heaven, earth and spirit. In the Shaolin tradition, time itself is a river flowing endlessly, yet marked with hidden currents. Certain days are not like others. They carry unique vibrations invisible to the eyes but heavy upon the soul. When a child is born in such a moment, they are entrusted with a rhythm that does not belong only to them but to the greater balance of life. These vibrations are like seeds, and the life of the chosen one becomes the soil in which they are tested, nurtured, and brought into bloom. The monks of old studied not just the movements of the stars, but the unfolding of cycles. They believed that destiny is not a fixed script, but a pattern woven between choice and timing. To be born on significant dates was to carry the weight of these patterns, to stand at the meeting point of fate and free will. Such a soul would often face more trials, for the diamond is shaped only under great pressure. Even today, if you look carefully, you will notice how certain people seem marked by time itself. Their lives burn with intensity, their lessons come sharper, their responsibilities heavier. This is not coincidence, it is alignment. The chosen are not here to drift quietly through existence. They are here to awaken, to master themselves, and to serve as a bridge between the cycles of heaven and the struggles of earth. Awareness is both a light and a weight. Those who carry it see the world differently, not through the haze of distraction but with sharp clarity. This gift can feel heavy, because once you see, you cannot unsee. Life will not allow the chosen to walk an easy path. The trials come sooner, the obstacles stand taller, and the storms rage longer. Yet these storms are not meant to break, they are meant to carve strength into the spirit. In the teachings of Shaolin, hardship is not viewed as misfortune, it is the forge. A sword becomes unbreakable only after enduring fire and hammer. In the same way, a chosen soul is refined by difficulty. When others collapse under pressure, the chosen learns endurance. When others fear the unknown, the chosen learns stillness. The struggle itself becomes the silent master, shaping discipline, humility, and inner power. The mountain does not resist the storm by fighting the wind. It stands unmoving, rooted in its own depth. To be chosen is to live like that mountain, firm in values, anchored in awareness, and unshaken by the chaos of the world. This does not mean being without pain or fear. It means walking through pain without losing balance, carrying fear without letting it command action. Ancient wisdom teaches that the true test of mastery is not found in victory, but in endurance. Anyone can act with grace when life is soft and easy. The chosen are recognized by their composure when the world is in turmoil. Every trial is both burden and blessing. The burden is the weight of constant tests. The blessing is the strength born from passing through them. In this way, awareness is not a curse. It is the path to becoming unshakable. Discipline is the silent thread that holds the life of the chosen together. Without it, awareness scatters, energy leaks, and purpose fades. To walk a higher path means refusing the pull of impulse, refusing to be ruled by fleeting desires or the noise of the outside world. Discipline becomes the shield that protects the mind, the anchor that steadies the spirit, and the flame that keeps purpose alive. In Shaolin practice, the day begins before sunrise. The body is trained through movement, the breath is guided with intention, the mind is stilled in meditation. These are not habits for the sake of routine. They are deliberate acts of alignment. Each repetition strengthens more than muscle. It strengthens will. Each moment of stillness deepens more than calm. It deepens clarity. Discipline, practiced daily, weaves power into the very fabric of one's being. To be chosen is to live with greater responsibility, and responsibility demands order. A wandering mind falls prey to doubt and distraction, but a disciplined mind becomes like water, adaptable yet unstoppable. With every controlled breath, the chosen one learns patience. With every act of restraint, they learn freedom, and with every ritual, no matter how small, they build a fortress within themselves that no storm can penetrate. Ancient masters taught that freedom is not found in doing whatever one wishes. True freedom is found in self-mastery. The one who is disciplined is no longer a servant of moods, cravings, or chaos. Instead, they stand rooted, able to choose with clarity and act with purpose. Discipline is not a prison. It is a path. It sharpens awareness, strengthens resolve, and transforms the chosen from a seeker of strength into the embodiment of it. Breath is the first teacher, the silent pulse that connects the body, mind, and spirit. Before thought, before action, there is the rhythm of air moving in and out, subtle yet infinitely powerful. In the Shaolin tradition, this rhythm is recognized as Qi, the life energy that flows through every living being. To master breath is to master the current that moves within, to awaken energy that often lies dormant, waiting to be guided by intention. The chosen ones learn early that the world can erupt in chaos at any moment. Fear, anger, confusion. These storms test not only the body, but the mind. Breath becomes the refuge, the quiet center around which everything else revolves. Through conscious inhalation and exhalation, tension dissolves, focus sharpens, and the mind gains a clarity that is impossible in haste. Each breath is a bridge between presence and awareness, between instinct and choice. Qigong teaches that energy cannot be forced. It must be invited, nurtured, and allowed to flow. When practiced with discipline, each movement, each pause, each controlled breath awakens vitality previously hidden. The body becomes stronger, the spirit steadier, and the mind more attuned to the subtle signals of life. The chosen one begins to sense the rhythm of the world, the currents of circumstance, and the hidden potential within every moment. Ancient masters understood that the power of breath is not measured by how deeply one inhales, but by how consciously one lives within it. Breath transforms fear into calm, chaos into focus, and ordinary moments into opportunities for mastery. Through the simple, continuous act of mindful breathing, the chosen align themselves with life's deeper flow, drawing strength from within, and carrying that presence into every thought, every movement, every decision. Breath is not just survival, it is awakening, it is mastery, it is life itself. Solitude is the silent teacher that the chosen cannot avoid. Life often sets them apart, placing them on paths that few dare to walk. Yet this separation is not punishment, it is a sacred invitation. True growth does not come from the crowd, from constant noise or distraction, but from the quiet moments when the soul is left alone with itself. In these moments the mind sharpens, the heart deepens, and the spirit awakens to truths that are otherwise hidden. In Shaolin practice, monks often retreat into silence and isolation, not as escape, but as training. Every day spent in stillness is an exercise in patience. Every hour spent observing one's thoughts without interference is a lesson in self-mastery. In solitude, the chosen confront their weaknesses, acknowledge their fears, and discover the strength they did not know was within them. It is here that clarity arises, the clarity to see the patterns of life, the motivations of the heart, and the whispers of destiny. Loneliness and solitude may appear similar to the untrained eye, yet they are fundamentally different. Loneliness fragments, solitude unites. In the quiet, one learns to listen deeply, to oneself, to the world, and to the currents of the divine. Practices of mindful meditation, reflection, and stillness transform isolation into a sacred space where inner power is cultivated. The chosen ones come to understand that the world will always demand attention, yet true mastery is born in the spaces between action. Solitude is the forge where patience, awareness, and spiritual strength are tempered. Those who embrace it learn not only to endure silence, but to thrive within it. And through this sacred training, the chosen step forward into life with steadiness, wisdom, and the quiet confidence that comes from knowing one's own heart. Emotions are rivers, powerful and unpredictable, capable of carrying a soul forward or sweeping it away. For the chosen, these currents are never gentle. Anger flares quickly, desire tempts endlessly, and fear whispers constantly. To be chosen is not to live without feeling, but to learn to move through these tides without being carried off. True mastery lies not in suppression, but in understanding, observing the rising of emotion, acknowledging it, and choosing action from a place of clarity rather than reaction. Shaolin teachings remind that uncontrolled emotions are chains. Anger blinds the mind, desire distracts the will, and fear shrinks potential. The chosen learn early that yielding to these forces is to surrender their own path. Through meditation, breathwork, and mindful reflection, they cultivate a center that remains untouched by external chaos. This does not make them cold or distant. It makes them steady, like a deep lake that mirrors the sky without disturbance. Every trial, every provocation becomes a lesson in emotional endurance. When others panic or lash out, the chosen observe with calm, allowing insight and wisdom to guide their response. In these moments, power is not measured in force, but in restraint. Each controlled response strengthens the mind's sovereignty, reinforcing the understanding that mastery over self is the true measure of strength. Ancient masters understood that storms are inevitable, yet mastery is revealed in how one stands within them. The chosen, by regulating the tides of their own mind, become unshakable in the face of life's turbulence. Calmness becomes their shield, discernment their guide, and presence their most potent power. To master emotion is not to deny it, but to rise above it, to be the eye of the storm while the world rages around. True mastery is never measured by what one accumulates for oneself, but by what one gives to the world. The chosen are born not merely to live, but to serve, to lift, guide, and inspire those who wander in darkness or confusion. Self-mastery without compassion is like a blade that shines brilliantly, yet cuts only the hand that wields it. Only when discipline and strength extend beyond the self does it fulfill its sacred purpose. In Shaolin philosophy, the warrior's path is inseparable from service. A monk's power is meaningless if it exists solely for personal gain. Every hour spent in training, every moment of self-discipline is preparation not for dominance but for contribution. When the chosen act with awareness, they learn to see the needs of others as clearly as their own. Each act of guidance, patience, or protection becomes a reflection of the mastery within. Life tests this continuously. Opportunities to serve appear in subtle ways, a kind word when anger tempts, a calm presence when fear overwhelms, a patient hand when frustration rises. These moments may seem small, yet they are the arenas in which true greatness is forged. The chosen understand that the energy cultivated in solitude through discipline and breath is meaningless unless it flows outward, healing, supporting, and illuminating. Ancient masters taught that power without purpose is empty. The chosen one's path is fulfilled only when personal mastery evolves into compassionate action. Strength becomes gentle, clarity becomes guidance, and awareness becomes wisdom shared. To serve beyond the self is to align with the currents of life itself, to transform personal discipline into a force that elevates not only the individual but the world around them. In this way, the chosen move through life, not merely as learners or survivors, but as beacons of enduring light. True strength is measured not by force, but by the balance between power and compassion. The chosen walk a path where the body is trained like a weapon, yet the heart is tempered like steel in water. Shaolin monks understood this deeply. Their battles were not only with adversaries outside, but with shadows within: pride, anger, fear. Every strike, every movement, every breath was a lesson in discipline, awareness, and restraint. To be a warrior of light is to hold strength without oppression. The chosen do not wield power for dominance, nor for fear. Instead, strength becomes a tool to protect, to uplift, and to illuminate. Every act of courage is guided by wisdom, every decision shaped by compassion. This balance is subtle and profound: to be fierce when necessary, yet gentle when it is required, to act with precision, yet move with empathy. Inner mastery is the crucible where this spirit is forged. Through meditation, breathwork, and mindful action, the chosen learn to understand their own impulses. They face their darkest fears, their sharpest desires, and emerge with control, clarity, and purpose. True power does not arise from aggression. It arises from the ability to remain unshaken in chaos, to act decisively without cruelty, and to serve without expectation. Ancient Shaolin wisdom teaches that the highest warrior is one who conquers himself first. Only then can he confront the world with honor and grace. Strength without compassion is empty. Compassion without strength is fragile. The chosen walk between these two forces, becoming both shield and guide, warrior and healer. In every movement, in every thought, they reflect a discipline that is not only physical but spiritual, a presence that is unyielding yet kind, a life where mastery of self becomes mastery of the world around them. Every action carries weight when one walks the path of the chosen. Life becomes a series of intentional steps, each infused with awareness and purpose. Eating, speaking, walking, even breathing, nothing is trivial. The smallest gesture reflects the alignment of mind, body, and spirit, and each moment becomes an opportunity to live in harmony with a higher calling. Ancient Shaolin masters believed that the essence of a life well lived is presence. When the mind wanders, energy is scattered. When attention is focused, even the ordinary becomes sacred. To live consciously is to move through the world with deliberate care, to ensure that each thought, word, and deed contributes to growth, clarity, and the betterment of others. The chosen learn to cultivate this attentiveness, not as discipline imposed, but as a natural extension of awareness itself. Through mindfulness in daily acts, an invisible aura forms around the one who walks this path. It is quiet, subtle, yet unmistakable. Others feel it in the steadiness of their voice, the calm in their gaze, the groundedness in their presence. This is not charisma or performance, but the natural reflection of a life lived in alignment with purpose. Every choice becomes a statement of values. Every pause a moment of reflection. Every act a testament to inner mastery. The chosen discover that the sacred is woven into the fabric of the ordinary. Each meal, each step, each word spoken with intention reinforces their connection to the greater whole. By living in alignment with higher purpose, they radiate strength and serenity simultaneously, inspiring without seeking to impress, guiding without speaking, and transforming the energy around them simply by being present. In this way, the path of the chosen is not only a journey of self-mastery, but a living demonstration of the harmony that arises when discipline, awareness, and purpose converge. Mastery is not a peak to be reached, but a river that flows without end. The chosen walk its current each day, aware that every step, every challenge, every lesson is part of an unfolding journey. There is no final arrival, no moment when one can claim completion. The path itself is the teacher, and those who embrace it learn that growth is continuous, resilience is cultivated, and failure is not defeat but guidance. In the Shaolin tradition, mastery was measured not by accolades or victories, but by persistence, humility, and awareness. The monks trained tirelessly, knowing that each motion, each breath, each meditation was a repetition that refined not only the body but the spirit. They understood that progress comes slowly, often imperceptibly, and that patience is the companion of true skill. The chosen must adopt this same mindset, recognizing that every struggle shapes strength, every mistake illuminates wisdom, and every setback is an opportunity to refine the self. Resilience becomes a quiet discipline. When life tests with pain, disappointment, or uncertainty, the chosen learn to rise with equanimity, to absorb the lesson without resentment, and to continue onward with purpose intact. Each encounter with adversity is a moment to cultivate patience, courage, and insight. This is the sacred rhythm of the eternal path.